Okay, so hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Dose of Dada back with another video. Oh my gosh, that's not even an intro that I have. I don't even think I have an intro, but y'all already know what it is. Thanks for tuning in. Go ahead, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe if you're interested in seeing what more I have to say. Today we're gonna get into the nitty gritty about my experience at Florida A&M University. So if you didn't know, I went to Florida Agricultural Mechanical University in Tallahassee, Florida. My freshman year was 2018. So fall 2018, I graduated December 22. Yeah. It took some time, y'all. I'm not even gonna hold you. But yeah, we're literally gonna get into my main experience specifically for the School of Science and Technology from Dada's point of view. I just want to disclaim this by saying these are all my personal thoughts and opinions. If you don't agree with them, you can share your own. Yeah, so let's get into the do's and don'ts. So like I said, I came in fall 2018. This is pre-COVID life, right? I graduated 22. Post-COVID life, there's two different FAMUs. So the FAMU that I got to experience, I feel like was more so community oriented. Like everybody was in each other's space, trying to get to know each other, trying to network, trying to really make it to wherever they're trying to go. Compared to now, I feel like more students are kind of like socially awkward a little bit. Sorry, not to the point where you can't grow and make connections with people, but it's just different, like different in comparison to what was before. I felt like I'm gonna list off some of the do's and don'ts, and if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notebook. But some of the do's I felt like I experienced was just basically socializing, going out there, getting to know people, even if you don't instantly like click with people or build connections, like just truly just knowing people at that school can get you really, really far in life. Keeping an open mind to the new people that you are being introduced to as well. Like there were a couple of people who, like, just by looking at you or judging the book from its cover, I was like, I don't know if we can get along. But then after like conversation, you open up with one another and it's just like, oh yeah, that's my twin for real. Like we really locked in. Now my don'ts is like secluding yourself or isolating yourself too much. I understand we all go to school to really like get our education and move on. You're only there for 4 years, hopefully, or less. So it's like people are really focused on just their academics and stuff like that. But don't seclude yourself to the point where you're not really making any memories or connections with people. Because like I said, you're only there for 4 years. You might as well make it count. I say get engaged. This is my second do. Get engaged, but not too much. So don't go overboard. I know some people who were like so active in all their extracurricular activities, all their organizations on campus, and they weren't showing up to class, or they weren't focused on their academics and they're flunking out their first 2 semesters of college. It's like, babes, that's not why we went to school. So of course, don't overdo it, but I will say get engaged. I think some of my top organizations I was active with at Florida A&M was BSLS, so Big Sister, Little Sister. What else did I do? I worked at SGA for a little bit, like as work study, but that was like a blimp in the memories. What else was I active in? I was really active in the Haitian Cultural Club, and I don't know how I forgot that. Because not only was I active in the Haitian Cultural Club, but I was also active in the Haitian Cultural Club dance troupe. If you know, you know. So I was in that organization for 4 years, from my freshman year all the way up until I graduated. So obviously I loved it and I was passionate about it. Some things have changed now, but that's that. I joined other organizations here and there. Like right before I graduated, I was in like Becoming Her, which was a newer organization on campus. I really, really, really like what they stand for. I felt like the people who are on e-board really like kept you grounded and just wanted to just be like genuine. And I felt like that was rare to find. What else did I do? I can't really remember everything. If you follow me on Instagram, shameless plug at Dose of Dada. I got my highlights I was an ambassador for Impressions of Beauty. And if you are a female at an HBCU and you don't have IOB, Impressions of Beauty, you need to advocate to get it. Essentially, being an ambassador for Impressions of Beauty, you get the opportunity to work with different hair and skincare brands and even makeup for Black women. We got full-size products and gift bags. We were able to do things like the beauty expos and conventions over at FAMU, which, if you know, like, they truly like go big and go home. They have great sponsors. Like, you're able to get Garden of Eden products. I think that's what it's called. Carol Sauter's products, Cantu, what else? What else? Literally all the hair products that you could think of. We also had big sponsors like Victoria's Secret come out. We had sponsors like MAC Cosmetics, and this is all things that were catered to the women and men on our campus for free. It was such a great program. I really, 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 really love everything that they stand for. The founder is really, really good at just really like pouring into the women who are a part of IOB. And despite, like, I feel like COVID did a number on different organizations on campus, I feel like they were one of the ones that really came back and like still upheld that high standard. And some great people were in that, I would call it like a cohort for Impressions of Beauty. Like, you're truly gonna love it there. So that's that. Also, with BSLS, Big Sister Little Sister, I also love our founder. When I tell y'all, this lady was so sweet and so kind, you can tell that her main goal is to make sure we're creating relationships that last a lifetime. And I love that. And you can find that in BSLS too. Yeah, but get engaged. Currently, I serve as a volunteer for Young Life. So if you're at FAMU and you're looking for something that's more faith-based, we're here for you. Check out our Instagram at FAMUYL. Shameless plug. I'm currently active in that organization, so that's why I'm talking about it so much. It's truly an experience, I'm not gonna lie. Our main three like pillars in Young Life is community significance and what's the last one? Adventure. And they really make it their goal to prioritize those three things within the midst of building community as well. So yeah, get engaged and get active. Don't overdo it. So this is a don't. Don't overdo it. Know your limits. Know your limits mentally, physically, spiritually. Like, I feel like college is such a tumultuous time for so many people. So just make sure you're really putting you first, because if you don't prioritize yourself, no one else will. I say plan out your activities and keep an open mind for spontaneous things that might happen. So throughout college, I feel like it's really good to have structure. Like, you have your classes per semester and you know you're going to go to this class, that class, that class, and be in that area. So structure your time wisely. And also, I feel like it's really good to leave a little room for spontaneity, because some of the best moments that I had in school was literally unplanned. I'll try to drop little clips and videos. That's a do. Do make sure you're planning and structuring your time well. Don't change your morals too much. Like, I feel like that quote says, be who you are. But for real, like, show up as your genuine self. You don't have to like fake the fuck for nobody. If you think about it, everybody's struggling with something. Everybody's going through something, even if they don't share it openly. Just stay genuine to who you really are. Like, you don't gotta be unrecognizable to the people you grew up with or whatever in a bad way. If it's good, as in like changing for the better, that's different. Ooh, at FAMU, I feel like as much as I have, this is just gonna be off the dome now. As much as I have been emphasizing community and things like that, remember, you have to be on top of your own stuff. Now we're gonna get into being a student at the School of Science and Technology. Y'all, you are a bio pre-med major at FAMU, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. And I'm going to come off very passionate in this portion because I had to go through these things and I don't wish that on nobody ever again. Like, I'm not going to lie, my experience at the School of Science and Technology was kind of terrible. Let me do some backtrack and give you some disclaimers. One, I'm an immigrant student, right? First generation college student, right? My parents know nothing about college. My parents know nothing about FAMU or HBCU culture. HBCU, for people who don't know, stands for Historically Black College or University, right? They don't know Nathaniel about Nathaniels, okay? So when I'm applying for school, being first generation, I have to do everything on my own. Like, FAFSA, I have to figure it out on my own. Getting scholarships, I have to figure it out on my own. Basically doing a lot of, I feel like, scrambling to try to figure out what needs to be done in order for me to graduate, in order for me to excel, in order for me to maintain. All of that. Then I get to School of Science and Technology because I thought I wanted to be a pediatrician. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to school to become a doctor. Ooh. I get there, and by the time graduation rolls around, I want nothing to do with the medical field. Like, my experience was so, like, draining and exhausting. For one, because I feel like, this is my opinions, because I feel like we're at HBCU, the funding that we get from the government, the funding that we receive, basically the money that FAMU has, it's different. Like, because FSU is across the tracks of Florida State University, we share a college town. Because I'm looking at the students at FSU or seeing their structure and the way that they break things down, I see why they're able to get the resources and the things that they can. And I see a portion of that is based on the alum that come back and donate to the schools. So at FAMU, School of Journalism, SBI, so School of Business, and I feel like, me personally, School of Architecture, or that, Perry Page, wherever that is, Perry Page, those schools, and social work, I think those are the type of majors that really pour into you. They have a good amount of resources. It may not be the best all the time, consistently, but it's a good basis. School of Science and Technology, y'all, we're broke. We have no money, so that means there's not a lot of variety for professors at that school. There's not a lot of resources for like different labs. At one point, all of my labs were not experiments. Maybe like freshman year or sophomore year, we had like one experiment where we can actually mix the chemicals and do different reactions for our labs and stuff like that. But after that, y'all, I'm literally going to my lab class, which is 3 hours, if you know, you know, going to my lab classes to sign onto my computer and do a virtual lab stimulation. And mind you, I think I got more and more frustrated as time went on because I felt like I was investing so much money and so much time into these classes and into these professors just for me to be going home and teaching myself everything. And people like to argue their case as in like, oh, it's college. Of course, you're becoming a young adult now. You need to learn to be independent, etc., etc., etc. I ain't never had no problem working hard, y'all. I'm a hard worker. That's not the problem. The problem was the lack of understanding and empathy that these professors would possess was just beyond me. Because, you know, college is hard as is. Think about it like this. College is hard. You going home to work. You're in school struggling. Like, I don't even know where my next meal is coming from, but you want me to do 12 assignments by not even 11:59. Like, some professors had their assignments due at 8 p.m. Like, just making things more difficult than it had to be. I didn't like that. Another thing I experienced at the College of Science and Technology was constant switching of advisors. So from my freshman year to the time I graduated, I had at least one advisor switch every semester. Do you know how frustrating it is to be told that you're taking the wrong classes or be advised that you're doing X, Y, and Z and the curriculum is not correct? Mind you, like I said, wasted time, wasted money. Wasted money is just like, money you can get back, but my time, y'all, we can never obtain the time that has been wasted in the past. So the fact that I felt like the School of Science and Technology kept wasting my time taking courses that I didn't need, or one thing we experienced a lot was the fact that they didn't have adamant professors. So our school, it's a big school, like as in like we have a lot of students in one program. With that being said, some professors only taught graduation required classes one time every year. So there's 3 semesters in a year: spring, summer, fall. They would teach classes only in the spring. So if you don't fight to get into that course, essentially your graduation might be pushed back. And everybody knows graduating on time is a big thing at FAMU, which is so interesting to me because how do you pressure us to graduate on time when you're not properly equipping us with the resources to do so? I think it's truly a phenomenon. Please comment down below if you experience something similar. I believe that there are some great people that I have met and that I got the opportunity to experience professionally, academically, and even like socially. Like some of my best friends came out of being at FAMU, but it's just like there's some things that I wish that we would get better at and tweak differently. I will say FAMU has a lot of school pride, which like rightly so. We're the highest of 7 Hills, like the #1 public HCU, so don't play. And also there's some faults that we should address. One thing that I don't know if they talk about often when coming to FAMU, if you drive, so if you bring your car up, there's no parking. And one thing they're going to do is tow your car from FAMU's parking lot. God forbid you ran inside and parked in faculty parking so that you can like just go get some paperwork done. 10-15 minutes, your car, it either got a boot on it, it's towed, or you got a parking ticket. And those parking rangers, whatever you want to call them, they are on it. It's like they got, I don't know, like 20/20 vision or something. They will race you to your car to like give you a violation, which I understand. You know, I take accountability. I might not have parked in student parking every single day I had to go to class. I may not have, right? And also, if there was enough student parking, we wouldn't be in this predicament. You know how many parking garages FSU has? At least 6. FAMU has 1. 1 parking garage with 3 levels on it. And I just feel like they keep building student housing, which we also need. Y'all keep building student housing, and they're taking away the 2 parking lots that we have. Like, who is in office making these decisions? Because can I vote? I'm kidding. But yeah, I'm trying to remember anything I wish I knew about FAM before going there. Yeah, school pride goes crazy. Save your money for homecoming. Blink, 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 blink. I'm going to repeat that. Save your money for homecoming because you are going to need it. Baby, homecoming, it's a movie. And I see why. I will say, one of the things I really appreciate about FAMU was the way that, I developed my sense of style. Right? I'm not a fashionista. I'm not a fashionista or anything. But seeing how beautiful like the people on our campus were inspired me to like step up my style game. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I was truly inspired because the people who go to FAMU are beautiful. When I say beautiful, like all types of beautiful. Like I just love the diversity that you see on campus. I can say that. Anything else? I don't know. If you can, just truly make sure you're making it a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Even if you don't stay for graduation, even if like you feel like your first semester was rough or whatever, just stick it through. And even if you don't, child, it's okay if you don't. Live your life. Make sure that while you're there, you're making the most of it. I feel like a lot of people would complain about their circumstances, but wouldn't do anything to fix it. Well, come on, y'all. Do what you can. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Another thing I was involved in while I was here at FAMU, it just wasn't a student organization. There was this ministry nearby in the Tallahassee area. It's a collegiate ministry called Tribe. So, Tribe Ministries, I feel like, really kind of kept me sane throughout my time at FAMU. I feel like nothing was perfect, obviously, but like as I'm going through things, the amount of spiritual wisdom that I found at Tribe was unforgettable. The way that they truly like not necessarily counseled you, but basically fed your spirit through the Word of God was one of one. I told everybody who would listen about my experience at Tribe, and Tribe, like I'm trying to remember the acronym. T means to be trained up in your God-given purpose. R is to bring revival everywhere you go. No, to be revived, I think. I forgot that. I is to be trained up, revived. Dang, I'm forgetting what it stands for. Hold on. Because now I'm embarrassed. Like, what? How I don't know what Tribe stands for off the top of my head. In my defense, right? Tribe kind of got a little bit disbanded. So we haven't been meeting together in quite some time. But what does Tribe stand for? I remember I used to try to tell myself it every time so I can remember. Oh, I was right. I should have trusted my gut. Be trained, be revived, with your God-given purpose. Be intentional. So I is for intentional with loving our community and loving God. Be bold. So be bold about your lifestyle as living like a Christian. That'll make sense, which I get what I'm saying. And E still for take it everywhere. So take the gospel of Jesus everywhere you go. I loved it. If I could like include different people that were influential, I break it down in the description box. I'm trying to remember anything else. No, I think that was it. If y'all are going to FAMU or are currently FAMU students, y'all can feel free to hit me up about anything that I discussed here. This was great. Also, support the guy who made my jacket. This is a designer. His name is Spody. I'm going to put all his tags and information down in the description box below. Like I said, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to catch y'all next time. I'm going to catch y'all next time. If you made it this far, thanks for tuning in. Love ya. Hey, Sean.